Second game of a back-to-back here for the CSUN Matadors as the USC Trojans drive up the 10 freeway to Simi Valley to take on the Matadors. Good evening, everyone. Jonas Tani alongside of you again. Just 17 hours after last night's game concluded, the CSUN Matadors victorious over the UCSB Gauchos, winning 6-3 after trailing 3-2 going into the final frame of play. 4 unanswered goals in the third period, 2 by Kevin Yusufpour and 2 by Jeremy Sherman. Roham Tarami scoring his first career goal in the third period as well as his first career point. So 2 points for the big day for the birthday boy on Thursday. Friday, he scored 2 points. On the flip side, the Trojans coming into tonight's game on their second game of a back-to-back as well, playing down at home in Anaheim against the LMU Lions, being defeated 8-3, giving up 5 in the first period. So definitely something the Trojans need to work on a little bit to tighten up their defense in the first period. When we come back, we're going to have puck drop and starting lineups and keys to the game for you here on the Matador Sports Network. Welcome in, everyone. It's Saturday afternoon, evening here in the Simi Valley at the Isoplex. A little chilly in the rink, but it's a perfect evening and venue for hockey. USC Trojans, coming off of a 8-3 loss to the LMU Lions, travel up the 10 through the 118 to get here to the Isoplex. Taking a look at the quick three keys to the game for USC is one of the keys is their 5 spot. That really means tighten up the defense. Don't allow 5 goals in the first period like they did last night. Try to tighten up their defensive play. Keep the offense going. You can't win hockey games by scoring only 3 if your defense is going to give up 8. The second key of the game for them is going to be tighten up their back checks. The back checks against LMU were not as tight as they should have been, allowing goals and passes to the center and to the slot for high octane quality chances for the Lions, allowing them to put up 8 goals. Final one is playing some clean hockey. You don't want to get caught in penalties, don't want to get caught in retaliation. It's going to be a little bit of a chippy game as they are, 20 miles away from each other. Battle of the 10 here, very close proximity, and just with that being, it can be a little bit of a more fused rivalry because of that. The flip side, turning gears to the CSUN Matadors, coming off a 6-3 win against the Gauchos last night. It's also their second game of a back-to-back. That being said, Seth Miskevich getting the nod in between the pipes tonight. He will be the man of the crease. On the flip side for the Trojans will be Chansey, who will get the nod there. The 3 keys to the game for the Matadors is a fast start, smart passes, and I had one more, and I totally did not write it down, so we only have 2 keys for the Matadors. But today, smart passes, one of the goals that the Gauchos led that gave them that 3-goal lead, and with the 3 unanswered goals was a turnover in the offensive zone, trying to pass through the middle. Sometimes when you have a forechecker there, you don't want to pass to the middle, keeping it on the boards. The game's won on the boards now with the new technology and the modern way hockey is being played. So don't pass, so just being smart with your passes and starting off fast. It was a 0-0 game in the first period. They went down by 1 going into the final frame, scoring 4 unanswered, ending up winning 6-3, trying to take that momentum into today's game. Taking a look at the starters. Kerrigan, Simon, and Quezada are the front 3 for the Trojans. Phillips and Sipe are going to be the men on the blue line, and Chansey will be in between on the pipes. Their counterparts, the Matadors, starting in net, like we said, is Seth Miskevich. Backing up will be Christopher Abramian. Joey Atancio and Aaron Cutler will be on the blue line. Centering will be Kyle Warwick. Peter Larson and Ethan Yang will be on the wings. We're just about to puck drop here, 2.5 minutes away. We'll be right back after this break. Top of the hour here, 6 o'clock sharp, as your CSUN Matadors take the ice to battle the Trojans of USC in the Battle of 10. Welcome in once more, everyone. Jonas Tawney alongside with you, alongside of our entire MSN crew, and we got a rookie lap on the flip side for the Trojans. Is Kane getting his rookie lap, so his first game of the ACHA career. He gets the rookie lap and not starting in the starting lineups like we said, but taking a look at the goalie spotlight in between the pipes tonight. Seth Mishkevich, who he will get the nod. 5 games played, a 5.12 goals against average with a 902 save percentage, as he is going to be the man that the Matadors rely on, the last wall of defense. So sometimes a little interesting here. Sometimes we get an anthem, sometimes we don't. So we'll see what they decide, and I think we are. So we are going to step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, puck drop for the Matadors and the Trojans. Fastest national anthem ever, as they didn't even play the national anthem, so we are back here at the Isoplex. Both sides getting the final tune-up. Referees getting acquainted with each other, players getting acquainted with the ice. So LMU looking to bounce back, or not LMU, apologies, USC looking to bounce back against their loss from LMU last night. Another D2 team of the West Coast Hockey Conference. So it looks like we're all set. Refs are set, and puck drop, and away we go as the Trojans will lose the opening draw. Ethan Yang going to try and fire that one through. It's going to get down to the corner. His head coach Blake Anderson set up the lineup. A couple of healthy scratches for his squad tonight. Taylor Davis being a healthy scratch, and Jake Dusterhoff still out with his calf injury. A couple of Matadors a little bit banged up after last night, but everyone available tonight as that puck is going to get back up to the point for Atancio. Quick fire by Cutler, going to get smothered by Chansey right into the pads, and we have the first shot on goal 30 seconds into the game in favor of the Matadors. So the Matadors really trying to get a build and a quick start, trying to build off their game last night, trying to take that momentum. And coming out on the ice, number 11, Roham Tarami. His second career game, had 1 goal and 1 assist last night in his debut. Here comes a quick breakup for Kerrigan. Tarami coming back. Beautiful back check there as he's able to poke that one away and stifle the breakout. Pass to the high slot. Miskevich not going to get an eye on that one. It's a quick wraparound, and Miskevich gonna cover up that one, as that one was a breakaway from Quezada, stopped by Tarami, and Kerrigan trying to wrap that around, but Mishkevich slams the gates on him straight into the pad. So we'll get another draw here as Sherman and Wessler. Wessler wins that one. Trojans gonna fire that one down and around as Doan gives chase, recovers that one first, back up to Gontus. Gontus now battling with it along the boards. No tripping there. Trojan lost an edge. Sherman's going to dump that one down. Delayed icing, and we will get a quick icing call, so no changes for the Matadors as they ice that puck. And we'll get another defensive zone draw. So Sherman back into the face-off circle as he wins that one. Doan's going to rifle that one around the boards, but it's going to stay in the offensive zone. Miskevich sticks that one away and is going to bump up to the boards, but Doan's going to recover that one behind the dish. As Sherman recovers this one and fires this one in, no icing, so the Matador is able to finally get changes as Tarami tries to battle that one out, but Ludlow is going to get that one back up to Doan. Doan chips that one in off the boards, giving chases Gomez, but it's going to go all the way down. Chansey is going to play that one back and try to give the Trojans a little bit of an offensive breakout, but the Matadors recover that one. Right out to Gomez, trying to get that one through, loose out in front of the crease. No one there, and Chansey's just going to bring this one back and recover it, and we will get another stoppage of play due to a frozen puck. So Matadors doing a good job at firing fast. They're getting some solid chances, and puck's been in the offensive zone for a handful of times for this Matadors offense, and they want to try and keep this there. If you can get it out to a fast start. We saw the game where the Lions got out to a very fast start. Chansey is going to get that one stopped in from feathering for Latz, and Trojans going to rim that one around. No icing as Latz recovers this one behind the net, gets changes, strong pass, tipped between the legs, but the Trojans going to recover, and a little dump and chase here being played. Latz also recovers that one, but a strong forecheck from the Trojans, pulls this one around out to Ludlow, now battling along the boards. Still a little board battle, gets flung out to the slot across the width of the ice as Latz gets there first, back to Yusufpour. He had 2 goals last night against the Gauchos, looking to add another one. I talked with him after the game yesterday. He's talking about how his mindset might shift and what he's doing to preparing, and all he said is, well, try to get a couple of goals for you guys tonight. So if, there was a fantasy hockey league for the CSUN Matadors, I would suggest picking him up, as he's been the main powerhouse of this Matadors offense, as that one's going to hit off a skate of Maradi and an offside warning, but everyone clears back as the Matadors still, a quick shot going to go wide, and a little bit of a collision there in the open ice behind the play, but the Trojans going to fire that one out and get some changes. Atancio, strong pass back out, back up to Maradian. That one's going to get poked away, and now another neutral zone chance. As Cutler gets this one back up. And the Trojan now just trying to play some dump and chase, get some changes, but it doesn't look like they're going to, as that was an icing, so they're going to have to change back into the original players due to the icing rule. So no changes for the team who ices the puck. The Doors offense looking to really get starting here, and they were a little bit of a slow start, kind of just feeling out the Gauchos, the D3 team who got relegated, as Warwick able to recover that one. Quick shot, smothered and saved, frozen under the trapper by the netminder for the Trojans in Chansey. So recovers that one. Another offensive zone draw for the Matadors. Quick shot, Ludlow. That one gonna get patted away. Sorry, that was Yang who had that shot. And the Matadors now trying to back check quickly as the Trojans offense with speed coming down the ice. Pass to the slot, gonna get poked away by Cutler, bouncing around and goes behind the twine as here comes Larson. The man with the degree in welding with speed coming down the wing, looking, pass over to Yang, shot, sneaks and scores! Right between the wickets. Chansey thought he had it. It snuck through. And what a pass from Larson. The width of the ice. Chansey still down, slowly getting up. We may have tweaked something, and we might have a goaltender change, but it looks to be pulled something, so might have to get a trainer out onto the ice. Playing goalie, it's always hard sometimes to make those sliding plays. So 4:09 into the first period, as Warwick has his first of the game, assisted by Larson, and an early lead for the Matadors. You're talking about a fast start. Well, a fast start they have, as here comes Ethan Yang firing, patted away, out loose, and the Trojans recover that one as they look to start a breakout of their own, but Tarami is going to stop that one as he's going to chip that one in. Up above the shoulders, could have been ruled for a high staking open ice collision as the Trojans recover it, and they have numbers. 4-on-2. Here they come as that one's going to get passed behind. Looking, tries to get that one out to the slot. No one there. Larson recovers that one along the penalty box side as he's going to take that one. Strong, crisp pass over, and it's going to be played by Chansey. Tarami gives chase, but Warwick going to shoot that one quickly. Still recovers that one. Gonna dump that one back down and around for Ethan Yang. Right out in front, loose at the low slot, but the Trojans recover. Now another solid back check from the Matadors as they look to stifle that offense, as here comes Kerrigan. Kerrigan's gonna get that one knocked away from him as Warwick now gets that behind the circles. Back over to Doan, who reaches off the defender. Strong pass up. Day trying to get through there, but Gontu giving an open ice hit. Trojans gonna fire that one right into the mitt of Mishkevich. It'll be only their second shot on goal. The Matadors have 5 of them thus far. 5 minutes into the first period. Sherman wins the draw back as Day passes that one up to Sherman, tips it into the offensive zone, and Gontus gives chase. It's tipped back. Matadors now trying to just get some more offense, trying to get that insurance marker. Gontus giving now down the corner. Slap shot from Latz into the trapper of Chansey, and we'll get a stoppage of play. So that goal from, I believe that was Warwick who scored the one, but after the intermission, I'll run down and get a double check on that for you. So that doesn't happen if the Trojans don't get a back check there. Larson was able to get a clean breakout. Not the speediest of players, but a tenacious one for sure. He's able to get that one across the length of the ice, or the width of the ice. And that's how they scored, as a takeaway from the Matadors. Gomez shoots that one. Rebound, and the Trojans recover that one as they look to start a breakout of their own once more. Back down to Wessler. Wessler's going to make something happen. Latz, though, recovers the rebound as that one will hit the jersey. Back over to Yusufpour. Like we said, he had 2 of them last night. The battle of 25s. As that one's going to be saucered out. But the Matadors, here comes Yusufpour. Yusufpour and Ludlow. It's a 2-on-2. Yusufpour trying to split the D. Back over to Ludlow. Loses it in the middle of the skates. Recovers that one as he's now behind the net. Looks for options, trying to center that one. Back out. The shot. Wide. It's going to hit off the boards. Atancio looking just to hold the line, make sure nothing gets out. And the Matadors trying to keep that offensive zone pressure. But the Trojans trying to make something happen. They're trying to counter rush the Matadors. As a partial breakaway almost happened, but that puck's going to slip through. Back down to the boards. Atancio breaks off. Trying to go coast to coast now. Makes a little move. Gets stick lifted. Puck still in the offensive zone. Trojans now recover that one. It's a 3-on-3 the other way. As they fire that one, Cutler gets that one back up. Hits off the boards. We're going to have an icing, and we do have an icing. 7:40 into the first period. Shot still 7-3 in favor of the Matadors as they lead 1-0 early in this first period. First goal being scored by Kyle Warwick, 4:09 into the first period. So Bennett takes the draw, going to lose that one as Atancio chips that one up along the boards, trying to give some offense for the Matadors. Huge open ice collision down along the penalty board, or the penalty box, and another hit. It's getting a little chippy, a high stick warning there, as that one will get whistled down. So for those of you who don't know the intricacies of the game and the sport, as an edge gets lost by Ash Dew, And the Matadors giving him a little bit, letting him hear it almost. But the reason that was blown dead, no penalty for the high stick there, is you cannot play or touch the puck with your stick above the shoulders. Almost kind of the same rule as a hand pass, as the same team cannot touch it. It has to be the other team who gets possession of the puck first, as that one's going to be feathered in behind. Matador's going to get there first. That one back up, shoots, hits off the iron. Wouldn't be surprised if that one caught on. It's going to be trying to get shoved in and going to be whistled down shortly. Little scrum in the crease, but will get broken up by the referees, and the game's only going to get scrappier as the game gets older. As these two rivals, we're talking kind of with Coach Anderson going all the way back to the UCLA game a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to be precise. And he was saying how kind of the big four, LMU, USC, CSUN, and UCLA, the big four of LA hockey, all kind of have a rivalry within each other. As Warwick tries to make something happen, cuts to the center of the ice. That one going to be patted away by Chansey at the shot from the open center ice. As Tarani tries to shoot that one to get a tip in front, but the Trojans are going to stop that one as they have a chance of their own counter-attacking, but going to be rifled around the boards. Trojans getting changes as Ryan Doan fights off a man, gets a nice little move through one. He's coming down, tries to get a toe drag off, but not to avail. Yang, though, recovers that one along the half wall. And the Trojans in their own defensive zone. 11 minutes left to go in the first period. Long pass out. Getting a little physical here as Doan saucers that one over to Tarami, who chips that one up along the boards, up for Warwick. Warwick up to Yang. Enters the zone clearly. Tries to get a breakaway, but not able to break free of the red jerseys around him. Played a little catch right behind the boards and trying to get a quick wraparound shot, but gets patted back behind. The Matadors still have offense right to the slot, but no shot being able to be put off as Ludlow is going to make that one hit the netting. 9-3 shots in favor of the Matadors. Both teams, actually, I think just the Matadors getting changes here. 10:26 left to go in the first period. The shot from the point. That one was Komisar. That's going to get whistled down again, but Komisar with the long shot to start that chance. And we'll get another offensive zone draw here for the Matadors. Sherman takes that one, going to lose that one to the Trojans. Rifling that back around, but the Matadors get there first. Gontus gets there. Back over to Day. Day's going to rim that one. Back up to Komisar, who gets that one back down to Sherman. Width of the ice pass, intended for Gontus, but gets picked off by the Trojan defense. As Korachek get that one and almost gets hit into the Matador bench. As getting a little more physical. Latz being chased, strong pass over to Gontus, gets that one up to Day. Day now crosses center ice, gets that one back up to Komisar, onside. Shot gonna be off a stick and hits the netting. 9.5 left to go in the first. Halfway through this period, and the Matadors still lead 1-0 with the early goal, thanks to Kyle Warwick, the assist from Peter Larson. It's a really interesting story on Peter Larson, kind of just his mindset of the way he approaches life. Served in the military for the States, and takes everything as a battle, and served a couple of tours, and is a lot of tenacity to him and a lot of grit, and that's what this Matador offense needs as Yusupor tries to get that one to his teammate with a stick, but it's going to lose an edge and allow the Trojans to counterattack. But Atancio giving chase behind the net, a little bit of a board battle behind Mishkevich. Gomez trying to fight that one out, gets a little stick lift tied up behind the net. Trojans come away with that one. Still behind the baseline, trying to get an early pass out in front. Cross check from Gomez, and we'll get a penalty here for cross-checking. Not sure who that one's going to be called on. So it's a cross-checking penalty on USC. at 10:59 into the first. So it's number 29 that's going to sit in the sin bin for 2. That's Baker. So he hits the cross-check on Gomez. So there was a call on that one. I saw the cross-check happen, but I don't want to say anything as the Trojans will clear that one. And a solid play for them as they try to kill off their first special teams of the night. We saw the Matadors 100% on their special teams last night. The Gauchos didn't give them much to work with as Yang with speed down, but it's going to be a tripping call on the Matadors. So we're going to get some 4-on-4 hockey. Matadors unsuccessful as Peter Larson will sit in the bin for 2. At 11:23. So 2 back-to-back penalties, so we'll get 4-on-4 hockey for 1:36 as the Trojans win the draw. Cutler, though, able to recover that one and tries to get that one back over to Yang, who's going to chip that one across to Warwick with down with speed. Going to go behind the net. Warwick recovers that one, makes a nice little move, tries to get that one out front to the center. No one there. Gets blocked, though. Atancio fires that one as he creeps down, hits off the trapper, just off the tip of it. A horrible giveaway right out in front. Yang gets stoned right in front. As here comes the Trojans, it's a 2-on-2 chance. Cuts across to the other side, makes a nice little toe drag. Shot saved, gobbled up by Miskevich. That was Phillips who made a nifty little toe drag and had the chance. So 54 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Is that one going to be won by the Trojans? Errant pass, though, to the other side of the ice, and Turami now has a 2-on-2 chance of their own. Turami and Gontus bringing it down. Turami with speed fires, smothered up by Chansey. 7:40 left to go in the first. So an errant pass there that led to the rush of Turami and Gontus, but on the flip side in their offensive zone, just before that play, Warwick and Yang had a solid chance. The Matadors win that one. Sherman had 2 last night as well. So that one gets over to Doan. Up at the high point, able to keep that one in. Fights off 2 Trojans. That one can be shot, paddled away into the Zamboni corner. Sherman trying to fight for that one as Doan settles that one. 18 seconds left to go on 4-on-4 hockey. The Trojans will have probably about 24 seconds of a power play as here comes Hayden Day. Gets bumped along the boards and almost recovers that one behind. No penalty as stick lift and physical. So 24 seconds left of the power play for the Trojans. Matadors unsuccessful on theirs, but the puck still in the offensive zone for them, and the Trojans going to try and make a quick chance here on the extra attacker as Kerrigan brings that one, but here comes Gomez. Partial breakaway, back check for the Trojans, but no one there. Penalty expires, puck still in the offensive zone, and the Trojans never had a chance on that power play. They only had about 25 seconds there to get a chance, but they couldn't get the puck out of the offensive zone, even when they were up in attacker as Turami will feather that one in for Yusef Poor. Is going to be back behind the net. A little bit of a battle along the boards there as the Trojans looking to regain possession of it. Rifles that one over the width of the ice. Going to go behind Ludlow. Chases, recovers, tries to get that pass out to Yusef Poor. Komisar will cover that one, fire that one, goes wide off the boards and come back out for the Trojans as 5:50 left to go. Chipped across and a nice little pass there for the Matadors to keep this one as Yusef Poor brings this one through. Gets it into the offensive zone right out in front. No one there. Ludlow had the wide open net if he was able to make a connection on it. Right out in front. That shot going to be chipped over, hit off the netting by Goldstein. So 2 grade A opportunities there for the Matadors, but not able to recover it. Draw one by the Matadors here in the offensive zone as Komisar right on front took a funky bounce off the Zamboni corner, just trying to rim it around and get some offense going, but nothing happens. So Komisar gonna try and get that one up to Maradian. Fighting with Kerrigan now along the bench, and in comes Goldstein to try and assist him. But the Trojans come away with that one. Fights that one over. Back over that shot. Almost trappered in, but Matador's able to fire that one out. And up comes Goldstein trying to get a clean offensive zone entry, but the Trojans stop him at the blue line. And now they're trying to get some counter offense of their own. 4.5 left to go in the first period. Nice little move made there by Bennett. Tries to get that centering pass. No one there. And Yang gives chase with speed. Coming down the wing. It's just him. Fires wide. It's going to go out of the offensive zone. Latz has to recover that one in order for Wessler to not get that one. And Wesley score! So it'll be Wessler who ties the game up for the Trojans unassisted. It'll make it a 1-1 game. At 15:47 into the first, so we have a brand new hockey game here. 1-1 Trojans Matadors. They're knotted up here as not a solid backtrack and a shot. That's a shot from the circles from Wessler. Beats Mishkevich, and we have a tied game here as down come the Trojans again. They have life once more. Fighting them off is Atancio, who almost recovers that one. But the Trojans still battling for it along the boards. Atancio pins his man up against the boards, and Warwick fighting for life as Larson gets that one up to Yang, and Yang is coming down with speed, settles the puck across, beats a man, tries to get across crease over, but gets stopped and hits off a skate of a Trojan. 3:30 left to go in the period. Cutler tries to keep it in the offensive zone, but the Matadors have to regroup in order to be onside. They don't want to get caught. Trojans behind their own net. Warwick picks off that pass, still in the corner as they bring this one up along the boards. Atancio recovers that one, and the Trojans now try to get an offensive rush of their own as Baker comes down. Pass off the boards up to Larson. He's wearing an A tonight as Yang tries to get Warwick to Yang. Tries to get the one through. Yang trying to protect it, tries to chip that one in, but goes behind, back around to the corner. Yang still with possession, pinning it up along the boards. Larson tries to assist him, but Trojans come away with that one as they have numbers now. A 3-on-2 chance. That one gets poked away by Atancio. Good defensive play. Going to get dumped into the zone, and Cutler's going to rim that one back around for Day, who recovers that one. Tries to pass that one over to Sherman, who recovers that one across the boards. That shot going to hit off the blocker and off the netting, so we'll have another offensive zone draw for the Matadors. 15-5 are the shots in favor of the Doors. But the shots don't tell the whole story. It's a 1-1 hockey game here. It's a shot from the circle, beats Mishkevich. So puck won back by the Matadors, down into the corner. Gontus centering pass for Sherman, gets picked off by a Trojan. 2:20 left to go here in the third. Puck gonna hit across the Matadors bench. Chipped along by Tarami, back out to center ice. And I believe that one was Kopke. Tries to recover that one, still has it in the circle. Tarami picks that pass off, intended for Owen Ouchie. Strami, he had a goal and assist in his debut last night, trying to keep up the point scoring here. Even without scoring points, he is a huge difference maker in last night's game, and he's stifled some chances here for the Trojans already as Day pokes that one away, recovered by the Matadors. Gontus gives a chase. Here comes Gomez. Breakaway. Down to the circles. Makes a move. Stoned. No one in front. Chansey. Not there, but scores. The Matadors reclaim the lead after a breakaway. Loose puck in front. Bury the biscuit and capitalize on the breakaway as Luke Gontus has his one. That one looked to be assisted by Gomez, and Tarami, I believe, will have the scoring for you here within the next minute and a half at the intermission. So 18:31 into the first period. It's a 2-1 hockey game as the Trojans saucer that one up. Gets poked away by Ludlow. Back over to Yusufpour, and Gomez fires that one. Gonna go wide back out to the neutral zone as Tarami gives that one over to Doan. Back up, hits off the boards. The Trojans trying to cover that one, but Gomez again with another chance. Gets that one back up to Ludlow. Fires that one over. Tarami keeps that one in the zone, able to clear it away. Under a minute left to go in the first period now as they rifle that one through. Back out in front, Trojan loses an edge, but Doan makes a nice little move, cuts through the defense, but gets poked away into the neutral zone. So 42 left to go here in the first period. Tarami fires that one. Loose puck rebound as Chansey not able to hold that one to get the stoppage. Ludlow now looking to battle. No penalty there as he loses an edge. And the Trojans getting forechecked. Not able to handle with that one as that one's going to get poked away by Warwick. Chipped out to center ice. Here come the Matadors. Gets a little bump. Kerrigan fires that one through right into the trapper of Mishkevich. And we'll get a stoppage here with 14.1 left to go in the first. So the breakaway that happened for Gomez, not able to capitalize on the breakaway, but able to capitalize on the chance that they had as Warwick ties his man up. Trojans will get a shot off, but it'll get blocked as he will have to chip that one through. Back over to the Trojans, going to hit off a body, loose right out in front as Komisar gets in the middle of all the traffic, and Warwick will retain the puck as the penalty expires. We got a 2-1 hockey game here, folks. Don't go anywhere. 40 minutes of hockey remaining here after one. The Matadors lead 2-1 on the MSN. Welcome back to the first intermission report here, brought to you by the MSN YouTube channel. A lot of exciting action in the first period. We're talking about the CSUN getting out to a fast start, and a fast start they did. They're leading 2-1 and outshooting the Trojans 17-8. The two goal scorers for the Matadors, Kyle Warwick and Luke Gontus. Warwick goal assisted by Ethan Yang and Joey Atancio, 4:09 into the first period. The second goal for the Matadors scored by Luke Gontus, assisted by Gomez, and I believe that's, yes, assisted by Gomez and Hayden Day. Blanking on the names for a little bit, but those are two CSUN scores. For the Trojans, it was number 15 who scored. I believe that was Wessler who lit the lamp for the Trojans. And the mistake that happened was Ethan Yang not being able to shoot the puck on the net, shooting it wide, creating that breakout chance for the Trojans, and being able to bury the biscuit in the basket to tie the game up. Gontus comes down and scores the other way later in the second period, a couple minutes after. That play doesn't happen, though, without the breakaway chance from Joseph Gomez, who got loose from two Trojan defenders, couldn't bury it, rebound right out in front of the net, and Gontus was able to bury that one to give them a 2-1 lead. No one scoring on the penalties, had some 4-on-4 action, tightly contested game here. We still got 40 minutes left to play here on the Matador Sports Network, so stay right here. We'll be back with second period action. Back here for puck drop in the second period. We switch sides and get set to go. Matadors and Trojans both coming back out onto the ice. A 2-1 hockey game here, 40 minutes left remaining. And I was talking with Blake Anderson, the head coach for the Doors, after that period, and he was essentially just saying, rinse and repeat. They had a good first period. They came out strong. They outshot them 17-8, and also kind of goes back to that Boise game and, you know, good losses, bad losses that we talked about during the UCLA broadcast. And Boise game, good loss. Shows that you need to skate 60 minutes and can't let up off the gas here. You got 40 minutes left to play. You got to keep on the gas for 40 minutes. And speaking of gas, it kind of goes back to the whole almost F1-esque racing with keeping on the gas, and even if you're leading by a minute and a half, you still want to finish as fast as you can to make sure you can secure those points. And the Matadors trying to make sure they do that, finish with everything that they can. Puck is dropped with 40 minutes underway here, the final 40 minutes. As the Matadors look for a strong breakout, Ethan Yang giving chase into the offensive zone. Two forecheckers there as Warwick and Yang, and colliding down along the boards. Yang coming away with it. Sorry, that was Warwick, but Yang still giving chase. Hits off a skate, and Yang is going to keep that one in the zone. He's been all over the ice tonight as That one gets chipped out and almost kept him by Atancio, but that one could be a mistake. They have numbers. 3-on-2. The shot goes wide. I think it actually hit off the shoulder of Mishkevich. It's going to retreat into the neutral zone, so they're going to have to reset and get another clean breakout. Is that one going to hit off the skate of Warwick? A 2-on-0 chance. Warwick, Larson, pass over. No one there as that one goes wide. Atancio recovers that one in neutral ice. Trojans get changes. Strong pass over to the blue line partner as Yang chips that one through. Matadors get changes. Sherman chases that one, recovers down to the corner. Centering pass, recovered by a Trojan. Loose out in front. Rebound off the pads, loose. Matadors come away with it. Ethan Yang looks for options. Back up to the point, fires that one down to Sherman, and the Matadors trying to set up their offense. Recovers that one, chips that one through, gets picked off by a Trojan. Sherman recovers that one. Back out Gontus. Little bump there from one of the Trojans. As here comes Gontus, already has one on the night. Circles back around, tries to get that one to his defensive partner's going to feather that one in back for Hayden Day, who battling along the boards, gets hit, but able to keep that one down. Now chips that one back down today, playing a little bit of catch, but Sherman covers there first on the other side of the ice. Back up to the defenseman, who Sherman has that one at the high point, gets that one back down to Gontus. Gontus back out for Sherman, fans on the one-timer. And Turami and Doan giving chase. Doan gets their first hits off the boards. The Trojans cannot play it as they would be offsides by 1.5 miles. So the Matadors catch a break there as Doan gets that one back up to Turami. Turami and Gontus drops it back. Gontus looking for it right out in front. Turami fires wide. Gontus not able to get a handle on that one as Gomez gets that one back down to Ludlow. Ludlow trying to recover that one, and he will pin that one along the boards, get that one deep. Back out for Gomez, shoots, patted away, rebound. Trojans recover that one, but Matadors able to keep that one in. Yusufpour between the wickets, not able to get there. Doan recovers that one at center ice, and the Matadors able to dump that one in. No changes just yet for either side as the Matadors have been pouring on this offense and pouring on the pressure as Turami chips that one in into the goaltender. We get a stoppage to play here. Now both sides can catch a breather. 20-8 are the shots on goal. 16:52 left to go. Puck one back over to Commissar. Yusufpour fires that one off the pads. Rebound. Gomez recovers that one, and Matador still setting up in the offensive zone. Pass a little too hard. Yusufpour not able to corral that one cleanly as it goes back through. Gomez loses an edge. Number rush for the Trojans. Odd man rush as they're able to stay on side, trying to set something up. That one is going to go wide. I think it hit off the skate of the Matador or even a stick. Going to get chipped down behind the net, but Latz almost recovers that one. Loose puck right out in front. Trojans back up to the slot. That one going to be saved by Mishkevich. And the Matadors come away with that one without letting up. But puck still in the offensive zone. And now it's an odd man rush for the Matadors. But we're going to get a stoppage in play with the door. That happened. So that sucks for the Matadors. Not able to catch an unlucky break there. They had the chance for a 2-on-1 rush. So we'll get a stoppage of play. They get changes, and we'll get a center ice draw. So malfunction of the rink. Sucks when it happens. Catch an unlucky break. But they do happen from time to time. That is a part of the sport as Mishkevich will field that one cleanly to his teammate. And the Matadors now looking to create a chance of their own. Fires that one in off the netting and the corner of the offensive zone. We're going to draw in the neutral zone, and we will reset. Undermine draw is going to be in the offensive zone for the Matadors. So I believe Warwick, Yang, and Commissar are going to be the three forwards here. And we've seen Yang has a good shot and a lot of speed. as he recovers this one, able to keep it through. Right out, centering shot, save, smothered. A good chance there, able to create some space for himself. Trojans get changes, and I think that's all that's going to change. So 15-40, still same offense. Cutler and Atancio back on the blue line. Not able to drop the puck yet. Puck one, Yang, quick shot. That one's going to hit a body, and a 3-on-2 rush for the Trojans. Here they come. That one, Sipes is going to, Quezada is going to trip that one over to his teammate. Or Sipes going to get it chipped to him. As that one, Sipe fires that one, going to go wide as Quezada wasn't able to cleanly get it. Back down now behind Atancio. Going to recover that one. So the Matadors now, Atancio able to break that one out, gets that one chipped back down. As Phillips not able to recover that one, pitching a little, trying to pinch along the boards, but not able to successfully pinch and break him off the puck. As Yang now circling around, almost looking a little video game-esque, as Larson back up at the point, fires that one in for Atancio. Defenseman playing a little deep. Warwick corrals that one with his skate, gets bumped off the puck, still recovers that one. Back around, back up. Larson gets that one back over to Atancio, shoots that one into the trapper of Chansey, and we'll get changes for both sides. 14:32 left to go in the second period, almost halfway through. So Sherman taking the draw. Sherman and Simon. There's a quick shot there, patted away, feathered out, and Simon brings this one through with speed, but going to be stopped right before the slot. As now here come the Matadors, Gontus, able to cleanly almost win that puck battle, but still in the offensive zone. Trojans not able to cleanly get it. Here comes Quezada. Quezada surrounded by a sea of white, but all he can do is circle back to the corner. He can't really do much. Stone brings this one through, back up for Turami, chips that one through, hits off the... It hit off a skate, and another high sticking call, so we'll get a stoppage of play and a neutral zone draw. It's being serenaded to the tunes of Bon Jovi here at the Isoplex. Jonas Tani alongside of you tonight for your broadcast. The next time CSUN hockey will be at home is November 14th against an opponent they recently played 2 weeks ago in UCLA, splitting the back-to-back series. And that puck going to be drilled down to the other side. We'll get an icing call here and an offensive zone draw coming up for the Matadors. So the Trojans the Matadors. They will play UCLA on the 14th. That is the next time we are here at home. But the next game will be against the high offensive-powered LMU in Loyola Marymount. As a salary pass, Latz will try to backhand that one through, but hit the chest on the logo of Chansey, and he's making it look easy there. And if you're a goaltender, that is precisely where you want them to shoot. You got a bunch of protection right in the chest. You don't got to move your body much because he's shooting it right at you. So a good stop there from Chansey. So Gomez takes the draw, wins that one back for Komisar. And the Trojans, Wessler will rim that one around, and the Trojans get a chance of themselves. That was Baker who recovered that one. Open ice hit there, but able to keep the puck in the offensive zone. That one fired off the netting. 13 minutes left to go in the second period. 2-1 still to score, and the Trojans not able to get a shot on goal yet this period. Another shot, a good chance there from the Trojans, but nothing to do with it as Mishkevich slams the pad down and able to get that one through. Here come the Matadors. Yusufpour gives chase. No icing, they wave it off. Yusufpour gets there first, corrals it at the corner, giving chase along the boards, hitting along the boards as Ludlow recovers that one, shoots, goes just high of the crossbar. And the Trojans recover that one, trying to get a chance of their own. Ludlow keeps that one in the zone, but the Trojans finally clear that one out. Matadors still able to recover that one. They have numbers 3-on-2. Atantio fires that one. Loose rebound right out in front, but the Matadors recover that one. Fired down to neutral ice, and we're going to get a stop. It's going to be a hand pass is what they call it. With the hand pass, he tried to play it down, but didn't play it down just right. He passed it forward. Just a little bit too much, so he wasn't able to get anything to go. Yang shoots that one for, sorry, that was Warwick. Here comes Yang, though, on the breakaway, fires, scores, and we're going to have a penalty. Maybe a penalty shot, but it's going to be a penalty for hooking for the Trojans, and the Matadors will go on the power play once more. So no penalty shot, just a penalty. At 7:52 into the second. So penalty taken by the Trojans, and we have a Kyle Warwick is down. A hit to the head. He's going to get up. We're going to get a stoppage of play here, and Yang is trying to advocate for his man. This could be a bad loss if Warwick continues to be out of the game. Skates to the bench, gets up on his own will. But that's not a good sign if you're the Matadors. Warwick, a solid center so far. He's been a lot of the offensive firepower and playmaking as he hobbles his way over to the bench. So the offensive zone draw for the Trojans. Warwick is going to get looked at. So Joyce Lee, head athletic trainer, one of the head athletic trainers for the CSUN Matadors. Checking in, making sure. Hit, I think, just a little bit to the head. I think it just knocks the wind out of him a little bit as Doan brings this one back up. Cutler coming through. Cross ice pass over to Gontus. Gontus puts the brakes on. Back over to Cutler at the point. Cutler fired. Loose rebound. Not to do, though, as the Trojans will fire that one back down. Mishkevich plays that one. Sorry, that was Sherman, who's all the way up at the other zone. Picking cherries a little bit. Gontus trying to get there, and no holding call there as he gets held down. Doan fires off the iron. Giving nothing but the post to shoot at as Doan recovers that one. Playing catch with Day. Sherman going down, and the Trojans trying to box him out. Sherman along the boards able to recover that one. A little screen of a screen pass. Sherman, who will throw that one back down to the boards. Lots of stanchion, takes a weird bounce and a huge open ice hit from Doan as the Matadors only have 37 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Recovers that one back over to Cutler. Cutler rifles that one in, a strong rim job there as Day will get that one through, but rifled up and to the length of the ice being cleared. Trojans able to get changes, not able to catch him on a change. Doan will start the breakout as Gontus flies down with speed, fires, tries to get that one cross ice, no one there as Warwick back out on the ice. Gets that one back up to Yang. Back down to Cutler, brings this one back around. Loose right out in front, but no pass there as Yang Back over to Cutler. Yang fires that one loose in front. No one there. Right out in front. Yang gets a little tripped up. No call as the Trojans now are going to try and get a chance back to even strength. Circling to get a pass to center, but not to avail. Here comes the Matadors. Yang with speed. Makes a move. Corrals the puck. Backhands. Hits off the side of the net. Recovers that one. Circles back around. Centering off a Trojan. Commissar able to recover that one, but not much. Covers that one, though, in neutral zone. Gets this one back up to Latz, who Latz going to just chip this one in. Back down to Chansey. Going to smother that one, and we're going to have a stoppage of play halfway through the game here. Shots 28-10 in favor of the Trojans. Matadors 9 shots in the second. The Trojans only have 2 this period. As Goldstein wins the draw, back up. Latz fires, hits off the trapper of Chansey. Not able to corral that one cleanly. Battling back along the boards. The Trojans trying to come away with it cleanly, and they do. Saucers that one up along the boards, but stick lifted. And here come the Matadors shots. Going to be blockered away. That was Kevin Volkov. Recovers that one in the corner. Gets hit along the boards. Trying to find something there. That one does not get back out, but poke checked away. As the Trojans, Korachek has his own chance, but the Matadors are going to recover this one. Back down, and the Trojans now trying to reset back in the neutral zone, getting a clean breakout into the offensive zone. 8:12 left to go in the period. That one gets chopped down along the penalty box side, still in the offensive zone for the Trojans, but stopped by Commissar. Commissar rifles this one up to Goldstein. It's going to beat the icing, so Goldstein, they call the icing, but Goldstein was going to get there first. So bad call on the officials there as they beat the icing, unless it might have been a hand pass or a high stick. That's the case. That I did not see that, but it looked to be everything was clean. We'll get a center ice draw here. They would have beaten the icing call. Matador's not happy with that one, as that one is going to get chipped down back into the neutral zone. Matador still recover that one, as Gomez tries to get that one to work through. Nothing to much avail. Here comes Yusefpour. Doesn't recover that one, though, but still a lot of neutral zone battle. Gomez chips this one ahead. Gets tripped up. Delayed call. Miscavige to the bench. CSUN will get the extra attacker. Yusefpour gets this one up to Ludlow. Back to Atancio. Gontus out as the extra attacker. As Yusefpour over to Gontus. Fires and loose. Rebound, but will get a stoppage of play. So USC will go back to the sin bin for tripping. At, I believe the time of the penalty is 12:38. So 12:38 the call. It'll be Kopke who sits in the bin for 2. And the CSUN Matadors have their 3rd man advantage of the night. See if they can finally capitalize on one of these as the Trojans clear this one out. And the Trojans special teams have been very solid thus far. They drew the penalty 24 seconds into the CSUN man advantage the first time, leading to some 4-on-4 action. It's Gontus. Pass behind the back for Doan, as Doan brings this one through, tries to make a move, but it's going to get hit off those skates. And the Trojans rifle that one, hits off the body of Day, but they rifle it the other way. Cutler able to keep that one in the offensive zone. Back down for Hayden Day. Hayden Day, the captain, will get that one bumped away from him, and the Matadors will have to reset. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to go in the man advantage. As Doan rifles this one down for Sherman. Sherman's just going to dump it in. And Yang with his speed coming down, forechecking. Sherman recovers that one, tries to get that one back out to Cutler, but the Trojans are going to intercept that one and battle along the boards. Clears this one out, and we'll have an out of play. No penalty there for delay of game as it deflected off the glass. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. 49 seconds left of the man advantage. 6:10 left to go in the second. As Kyle Warwick back out there after taking a nasty hit along the boards. Checked out by the trainer. So Atancio gets that one back down to Yusufor. Yusufor out to Larson. Fires, rebound, back to the corner. Warwick gives chase, dumps that one into the corner for Yusufor. Looking for options. No Michigan. Yang with the sharp angle shot. Goes wide. Atancio gets this one back out to Yang. Yang, no quick shot there. Looking for options. 24 seconds left to go in the man advantage. What time winding down. Fires loose. And Atancio recovers this one in the zone. Cuts to center. Fires, hits off a stick of the Trojans, and Yusufor blocks that one off his skate as the Matadors going to try and keep this one in. 5 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Dumps back down and in, and the Matadors able to keep this one in the zone, and a lot of offensive zone pressure here as an almost unruly pass. Wessler gets out onto the ice, and it could have been a really bad turnover as Yang recovers this one behind, getting bumped. Centering pass, no one there. Latz shoots off the net. Looked like it went in, but it hit just the side of the net as Larson gets that one back out to Warwick. Warwick back out to Larson. No Michigan attempt. Trojans now scrambling for defense. Warwick fighting through a sea of Trojans. You can call it a Trojan horse almost. As Larson brings this one through. Fires off a stick. Warwick loose out in front, not able to corral it. And the Matadors will get an icing call, so the Trojans are still not able to change. 4:28 left to go in the second period. Another offensive zone draw for the Matadors, and they are pouring on this pressure. 30-10 are the shots on goal, and they cannot let their foot up off the gas. So Gomez going to take the draw. Gontu is going to be behind him in the wing spot. Matadors win this one. Quick shot from Ludlow, going to hit off the skate of Trojan. Back down and around to the boards. Trojans get there first, and they're going to try and dump this one through. They make a move, and they're just going to cleanly skate this one up. Back through to the offensive zone. The Trojans coming through, hits off a skate of their own man, and end up almost shooting themselves in the foot with that offensive zone breakup. But here they come again, and we're going to get a call, a little bit of a scrum, a dirty hit, and some cross-checking there as we get a fight breaking out along the edge of the boards. And like we said, the crosstown rivalry showing its true colors here. So we're going to get some penalties. We'll await the calls here, as it was an open ice hit that originally happened, and some retaliation there, sticking up for the teammates. And we'll see what the calls are. Officials conferring. And we might get some ejections. Captains are going to come to speak. So Gomez going to go to the box. We'll see what his call is. So 1 for roughing. So 2, both men in there for roughing. No one gets teed up. I think we're going to have coincidental minors is what it's going to look like. But I know we have 2 roughing calls for both teams. At 15:55. Yeah, coincidental minors here for both sides. I don't think anyone was tossed or teed up. So no one sportsmanlike, just 2 people sitting in the bench. So Baker will check back into the sin bin, his second penalty of the game. So 2 for roughing for both men. as Joseph Gomez will sit for 2, and we'll have some more 4-on-4 action for the next 2 minutes. 4:05 left to go in the second period. Glad you're with us here wherever you may be on your Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. As the Matadors trying to get a clean break out to Rami. He's going to chip that one up along the boards and come across with it with the breakout. Tarami and Goldstein with a 2-on-3, 2-on-4. Tarami cuts to the center, trying to make a move, but a stick gets on it. Tarami still recovers that one in center ice. Gonna fire that one over to Doan. One-timer shot goes wide. Cutler recovers that one. Sorry, not Cutler, that was Maradian. Gets pinned up along the boards, comes away with it, and it's gonna be a 4-on-3 man advantage for the Matadors here shortly, as that one's gonna get tipped by the Trojans. Shot fired, loose, right out front, no one, loose! Does not go in. And we get some more pushing and shoving, but we will have another penalty here, I believe, for the Trojans. So we'll see what the call is. So I believe that will be Phillips that will go sit for 2. It is two for interference. Interference at 16:37. So it'll be 4-on-3 hockey. This is a very rare oddity that we never get, so cherish it for the next minute, 15 seconds as Atancio gets this one over to Yang, corrals that one up at the point. Over by the circles, looking to shoot it, gets that one back up to Atancio. Atancio now gets this one down to Warwick. Warwick back up to Atancio, back over to Yang. Yang now makes a move towards the center, back up to Atancio. Here come the Trojans. Trojans coming down, shorthanded breakaway. The shot is wide and missed. And the Matadors now, they have the numbers. 3-on-2. As Warwick gets this one, enters the offensive zone. Refs lose an edge. No offside. Matadors have to retreat. Back over to Cutler. Cutler gonna spin around, fight off his man back down behind the net. Trojans get there, chip this one out back along the boards. Yang giving chase, corrals this one, keeps it in the offensive zone, fighting down to the center, tries to shoot it, doesn't get an entire shot on. Atancio now getting this one back up. Back over to Cutler at the point. Cutler back down to Warwick, shoots, loose, right out in front. And that is covered and saved off of the rebound, just barely not getting over the crease and the line fully. So still some 4-on-3 action for the next 14 seconds, and we'll get some more 5-on-4. But a good shot there, rebound, not able to cover that cleanly. So Hayden Day brings this one back up, back over to Tarami. Tarami fights off his man over at the point, looking for options, gets that one back down to Gontus, back up to Tarami. 4-on-5 action here as Hayden Day covers this one. Both teams getting changes. Tarami shoots, smothered by Chansey, and it's a 32-second power play. 5-on-4 for the Matadors. Minute 55 left to go here in the period. Sherman unable to win the draw there as a couple of edges being lost, and we're going to go out of play. And you got to get a new puck as that one goes over the glass. So we'll get a new puck here. That one won by the Trojans, trying to clear that one out. Tarami keeps it in, back over to Doan. Doan fires, that one's going to go wide. Someone lost a stick, and that was one of the Trojans. He's going to get this one back over to Doan, corralling the bouncing puck. Back over to Tarami. 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Tarami back over to Doan. Fires. Hits a body out in front. To hit one of the Trojans. I believe that is Baker who it hit. Back out to Doan. Doan fires. Rebound. No one there. Back to the circles. Stick is broken. The blade down in the corner. As Gontus tries to recover that one, but that one will get stripped from him. As the Trojans come back down, even strength, but Doan puts an end to that offensive rush by intercepting the pass. Gontus now just bringing it back to go. 1 minute left to go in the second period. As Hayden Day now the captain, they have numbers. Day looking for options, back down to Sherman. Sherman brings this back right out in front. No one there, picked off by the Trojans. And here comes Polsky. Polsky will get that one poke checked away. 45 left to go, still in the offensive zone. Open ice collision there from Day and a Trojan as they're going to feather that one up down the width of the length of the ice. No icing. 34 seconds left to go. Here come the Matadors. Tarami behind his own net. 30 seconds left to go. Makes a move. Avoids being stick lifted. Burns two defenders. Brings this one cleanly into the zone. That one will get poked away. Yang with speed trying to get that one through. Loses it and fights his man in the corner. As Larson's going to try and give chase. Getting bumped down. No incidental contact though as Liang loses an edge. That one's going to get chipped out. 2 seconds, time expiring. Not enough time to get a breakout and a shot. And the second period will end the same way it started. But the Matadors offense being able to keep the pressure on. As the Matador offense and defense keeping the pressure on. Able to retain it cleanly. So we have 2-1 hockey game with 20 minutes left to go. Final frame coming up here next on the Matador Sports Network. Second intermission report brought to you by the Matador Sports Network YouTube channel. We still got a 2-1 game here, no scoring in that period, but USC only registered 5 shots on goal that period. They did not register as many as they needed to do. The CSUN offense firing on all cylinders thus far. They registered 33 shots so far in the game, 17 in the first period, so you can do the math on that one. So it's been a very high octane offensive game for the Matadors. They've been able to put pressure and put shots on the net. Chancey, the goaltender in between the pipes for the Trojans, has the difference maker thus far in the game. If it's not for him, this could potentially be a 6-1, 7-1 game so far. So we'll definitely see what happens in the third period. And obviously talking to Anderson, he wasn't happy with the second. I mean, they played well. It got good changes, good offense, and good pressure. They just wanted a couple more on the scoreboard, so you can't be too bad about that. But they played pretty solidly thus far in the first 40 minutes. Going back to that Boise game where they lost 7-3, it was a 3-3 game going into the third period, and they allowed 4 goals in that final 20 minutes of play. So talking about it playing a full 60-minute hockey game so far, something's got to give here for the Matadors. They got to make sure they keep their foot on the gas and try and tame this Trojans offense. You got a 2-1 hockey game going into the final frame. Stay right here. Grab the popcorn. Final 20 minutes coming underway next. 40 minutes in the books. One frame of hockey left to play. A 20-minute hockey game, if you will. The score is 2-1 in favor of the CSUN Matadors as they look to hold on to the lead against the USC Trojans. Shots on goal. Matadors are out shooting the Trojans by 20, 33-13 in favor of the Doors. And the Matadors looking to play a full 60-minute hockey game here and try to keep the lead. Got to keep the foot on the gas. So we'll see how the Trojans look to respond here. As they're down by 1, they need some offense. And the Matador defense doing a very good job at keeping it right where it should be. Sometimes the best defense is offense, and they have been firing on all cylinders so far. So we get set for the final 20 minutes here, and biggest thing for the Matadors in the third period, I've been harping on this, and so has Coach Blake Anderson. He's been saying full 60 minutes, smart game, full 60 minutes, and they got to make sure they play that. So we're just waiting on the officials here to get the net back into where it should be. So the Trojans in their red uniforms, red uniforms and gold yellow striping with the gold shoulders. Matadors with their white uniforms and their red and black stripes. Officials make their way onto the ice, so we are moments away from puck drop here in the third period. The biggest thing for the Trojans is getting the puck out of their own defensive zone. They've been caught so many times with their changes and with their shifts in the defensive zone, and CSUN's been putting on the pressure, so sometimes that doesn't help the team, as you need to just get the puck out, honestly. And the Trojans have gotten stuck in their defensive zone, and you can see it in the shots. CSUN registering 16 last period, the Trojans only registering 5. 8 in the first for the Trojans, 17 first for the Matadors. So the Matadors trying to, rinse and repeat, like we were saying at the end of the first period. You got to rinse and repeat and do this again over and over for the second and the third periods. They did it in the second. Didn't show up on the score sheet. Got close a couple of times, hit a couple of posts, and had a couple of grade A opportunities. So we'll see how they can convert that again this time as we get set for the final 20 minutes. Officials conferring over at center ice towards the penalty box. So there were a couple of plays in the second that almost led to a tie game, but Mishkevich, a brick wall in between the pipes for the Matadors. Pucks dropped, are underway here. Final 20 minutes, the Trojans coming out firing, but Atancio able to recover that one. Chipped all the way up to Yang. The Trojans will get a stick on it, but not able to clear the offensive zone, as that one's going to get fired through behind the net, as they get that one stuck there back into the Zamboni corner. Yang fighting for it, gets chipped up. It's going to hit the netting, but they're not going to keep playing on, as Larson off the boards through traffic. Pass intended for Warwick. That one's going to fire all the way down. Miskevich going to play that one. Pass it out to Cutler. And the Matadors look to start something new. 19-12 left to go here in regulation. Atancio chips this one up to Yang. Yang has the speed, going to stay in the barn, not go over the half wall there along the benches. Atancio saucers that one over to Cutler. Beautiful saucer pass there. Exactly what you want to see. Textbook, almost, if you will, as the Trojans recover that puck in their own defensive zone. And they don't want to give it away here. They've had a couple of passes that have resulted in giveaways and high-octane chances for the Matadors, as here comes Quezada. Quezada makes a toe drag, gets bumped off the puck, pass to the center, and the Matadors recover that one as Ethan Yang with speed goes down the wing. He's going to get bumped along the boards and pinched along the boards, so not able to recover it there as Natancio will fire that one back to Cutler, get off the ice. Yang takes that one away. A little drop pass, fire, scores! Ethan Yang in the third period, adding one to the Matadors tally, making it 3-2. At 1:38 into the third period. The assist coming from Atancio and Cutler. As the Matadors now have a 2-goal lead. The only thing with that, sometimes a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. You get a little comfortable, you take your foot off the gas, and anything can happen. There's still over 17 and a half minutes left to go in this game as Hayden Day is going to rifle that one out along the half boards. Doan gives chase behind the net here, covers that one, gets forechecked. Hard pressure there from the Trojans as they battle that one down to the corner between Tarami, but Day will recover that one. Back up along the board, Sherman trying to fight that one. Tarami recovers that, gets that poked away, but able to maintain possession of the puck. Going to circle that back to his own defensive zone. Fires that one up towards the center ice mark, and Ludlow comes through, rifles that one right into the trapper of Chansey, who will save that one, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. So Atancio just kind of passing it straight up to Cutler, who just trying to get off the ice. And Cutler getting it over to Yang. Yang with the shot. Fires that one to make it a 3-1 hockey game. We got 17:05 left to go as Komisar collects it right before it hits Miskevich. Move made there by one of the Trojans, and down comes Dew. Dew, who will get that one back up to Kopke. Kopke now trying to fight that one along the circles. Back up, that shot going to hit off a Matador body, and we're going to get a penalty here on the Matadors. It'll be Joseph Gomez going for slashing. That's 3:18 in the third. So he'll sit in the sin bin. And the Matadors penalty kill comes back out once more as they win the draw. Cutler fires that one off the board. Trojans able to keep that one in. Fires that one down, chipped off and tipped, I think. Trojans recover that one. Handling it with the stick for a little bit. Drops it back for his teammate. Back up to the point. Fires, tipped, goes wide. I think Miskevich might have gotten a glove on that as Quezada will fire that one through. Chansey coming up to play for that one. He'll stop that one and sauce it out to the Trojans as here comes the Trojans offense. They're going to rifle that one in, back up to Quezada. So Quezada gets that one back up to Kopke. Kopke fires, tipped, loose right out in front, but the Matadors get that one back up to the point, back up to Quezada. Loses an edge there, back up to the point for Kopke. Kopke makes a nice little move around a diving Matador. Shot, scores! It's a 3-2 hockey game now, and we were saying 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. They have it. We're back down to 1 here 4:13 into the third period. Goal scored by Phillips. Phillips scored that one, assisted by Korachek. And Simon make it a 3-2 game as that one's going to get stopped. Line changes for both sides, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Matadors. So they're going to try and take the lead back to 2 as Yang gives chase, but not able to recover that one. Back down the corners, the saucer pass and chips that one out of the zone. And here comes the Matadors. Drop pass back down. Fights that one off and right into the chest of Mishkevich. Great shot there from Simon. Fires it right into the chest, though, of the CSUN Matador netminder. So Tarami gets that one back to Doan, who fires that one up to Yang. Chansey comes out. Offensive zone. Warwick shoots. Patted away, and that could have been a really bad time for Chansey. Flies out of his net to try and make a play and stop the rush, but Warwick almost gets the easiest goal of his life as he actually recovers this one in the neutral zone. Breaks into the offensive zone, circles back around, drops that one behind him. Little give and go there. Larson fires, patted away, stoned by Chansey. And the Trojans now looking to make some more offense. 14:45 left to go in the third. It's a 3-2 hockey game. As there comes Quezada, tries to get a pass across, but that's going to be stopped back around. Larson tries to recover that one. Tarami will end up the victor with the puck, but loses it right away along the half walls. Quezada chips this one into the zone. Doan covers that one back over to Yang. Yang, bunch of open ice up with him. He has Warwick trailing along with him as he tries to get that one through, but stifled away and poked away. Doan recovers that one. Back over to Warwick, who doesn't get a clean stick on it and will change. So the Trojans now looking to try and find any ounce of offense they can. And almost got caught offside was Sherman, but decided to not play it. So that one's going to go around. No icing called. Doan. Oh, they will call it. They will call it a late whistle. Oh, we get an interference penalty, actually. So gone 2, not liking the call. CSUN goes back for interference. At 6:11. Draw one by the Matadors. Cutler trying to clear that out, but Yusufpour gets that one knocked away from him. Puck stays in the offensive zone for the Trojans. Giving chase is Gomez. Not able to come away with it. Simon shoots. Sorry, that was Phillips who shot that one from the point, but smothered by Mishkevich, and we'll get another defensive zone draw for the Doors. Minute 47 left to go on the power play. The last time the Trojans were on the man advantage, they ended up coming away with they ended up capitalizing on it, actually, as that one almost skips away from the Trojans' offense, and it's going to go wide all the way to the boards as Quezada gets that one back up to Phillips. Phillips is going to fire, hits off Gomez. Quezada, though, recovers that one along the circles. Back down around behind the net, centering pass right out in front from behind the net. Doesn't go, as it's trapped under Gomez's skate is what it looked like, and Yusufpour almost comes away with it, but Quezada, sorry, that's Kerrigan, the victor in that tiny little battle. That could make the difference here. It's going to get hit along the boards by Atancio. Rifles that one back up, back over to Phillips, back over to the point. Quezada shoots, tipped, and doesn't go. Quezada almost got the tip off and would have scored. Back up to Phillips, and they're going to have to reset here. Gomez loses the edge. 52 seconds left on the man advantage. Gone 2, sitting in the bin for 2 for interference. And Larson, tenacious player, is trying to give bumps. Doesn't protect that one, though. The shot tipped loose right out in front, and Mishevich is going to just cover it up and lay right on top of it, and the refs quick to break up any extracurriculars after the whistle. So a good chance there for the Trojans. Almost had a couple of tips off of the shots from the point. But Mishevich able to stone him and shut the door. Warwick loses the draw. Trojans back up to the point. Looking for options, trying to fire, get a tip. They do, off the iron! And that one, Mishkevich is gonna have to thank his friend, the post, for. Gives it a little rub as Warwick fires down with speed. A shorthanded chance, 20 seconds left to go. Trying to maintain possession of it along the boards, but loses. 13 seconds left to go. Trojans trying to get another breakout here, and they have all the momentum in their favor. An early goal in the third to make it down a 1-goal game. And here comes Warwick after that puck was skied in the air. He's going to get that one over. Larson trying to block that one. It'll get to the neutral zone. Back over to Tarami. Full strength here for both sides. So we are equal. 3-2 the score. Jonas Tony alongside of you for tonight's broadcast. The next time we'll be here at the Isoplex will be on November 14th, where the Matadors will take on the other crosstown rival in UCLA. Sherman tries to get that one over to Komisar, but gets hits off his skate. Komisar, though, comes away with it. Loose rebound right out front. Chansey not able to cleanly recover that one, but will at the end, and some pushing and shoving there down in the crease. Matadors hit the 40-shot mark for the first time at home thus far. And they want to keep that pressure on. Draw one almost could have been dangerous. There's that one just creeps into the crease of Chansey, but the Trojans recover that one, fire that one down the length of the ice. Delayed icing, waved off. Yang tried to sell it just a little too hard. Turami chips that one up and over, and I think the Matadors are going to try and get changes. No icing there, though. Too close to call. As Sherman battling down along the boards behind the net of the Trojans. We're halfway through the third period, 10:45 left to go. Flied up, skied over the head, but Komisar there, able to try and recover that one, looking to poke that one away. Trojans now coming back down and around, back over towards the wall. Pizzato loses the puck, not able to field it cleanly. Simon there trying to give that one back over. Loses the stick off the slap shot. Got nothing but the ice there, and they have numbers. It's a 3-on-1 chance. Here comes Tarami. Fires. Stoned by Chansey. And Tarami not happy with himself there, banging the stick. But I believe that was Kopke who just obliterated his stick off the slap shot. Didn't touch the puck. Nothing but ice on that shot there, and that's the second broken stick we've seen. Probably the only two we'll see all season. As Abramian, the backup goaltender for the, so we'll get back to that story here in a second, but Yusufor almost had a goal, tried to pick his spot, but didn't get there in time. It just didn't elevate it enough, as we're officially halfway through the third period mark. CSUN still leads 3-2 here at the Simi Valley Isoplex, as the Matadors look to try and defend this rush from the Trojans. They do. Fires back down, back into the corner. Both Trojans giving chase, as Yusupor covers that one. Ludlow brings this one up. 2-on-1 chance. Ludlow and Gomez passes it over. Fires wide. Didn't get all of that one there. Just shot it just a little wide. Looked to be a little late on the pass, so we didn't get all of it cleanly, but happens to the best of players, and Atancio able to recover that one, as Trojans will get changes. So The stick that was obliterated on the slap shot. Oh, picked off shot, stoned away by Mishkevich. Nice little give and go there as Yusupor trying to find the puck at the skate, but not able to. Larson trying to recover that one. Atancio trying to pinch his man and keep him inside the zone. Back through and down. As Warwick will throw that one back up to Larson. Larson and Yang with speed. Larson cleanly enters the zone. Puts on the brakes. Back up to Yang. Already has one shot. Gloved and goes wide. Back down to the corner. Matadors recover. Shot out. Yay. Or sorry. Chansey will recover that one. I believe Doan fired that one trying to get a tip in the front of the ice. So the stick that was obliterated down into the corner. The official gave it to Abramian, who's the backup goaltender, and just looked at it, looked behind him, and just tossed it right in the trash. But while intercepted there a little bit earlier before that rush, that shot going to go wide. Still in the corner, though, in the offensive zone for the Matadors. If you're the Matadors, this is right where you want to be. You're putting the pressure on. You're not allowing them to get fresh legs, as that one's going to be blockered up high from Chansey Tarami. Almost had his second goal of his career. And it's going to be a penalty for the Trojans. And we'll see what the call is. Two for holding. At 11:53 in the third, so the Matadors have the chance to go back on the offense, and that's Baker, who makes his third trip to the penalty box tonight. That one, Cutler shoots, hits a body in front, and the Trojans are going to clear that one down. Miskevich going to come out and play it. Could have been bad. Quezada chases him through. Doan makes a nice little move to shake him off. Loses that one at Cutler. Looking to make a breakout. So here he comes, Cutler. Makes a move down, back over. That shot going to be wide. The width of the ice as Doan gets this one back. Back up through. Saucered all the way over. Rested down by Day. Back down and around for Sherman. Back over to Doan. He gets a little tripped up. No call there as they try to get that one out. Cutler plays this one down to himself. Back out to Doan. Back up to Day. Minute 07 left to go in the power play. Day and Cutler playing past the point. Back down to the corner. Centering pass. Nothing to go there, though, as that travels the width of the ice as well. Gontus and Day back down, trying to get that one over. Back to, sorry, that one was Gontus. Doan and Gontus switch places. So they're trying to cycle that one through. Gets that one there. Sherman gets away through. Cutler. Strong pass over to Doan. 30 seconds left to go on the man advantage. And a shorthanded opportunity for the Trojans that is quickly stifled by Jeremy Sherman. So no shorthanded chances there. That one's going to get fired, though. Back over to Quezada. Shoots. Hits off the mask of Mishkevich. And Yusupor not able to cleanly field that, but into the skate of Atancio. And the Trojans really pressing hard now. 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. As they bring this one through, Warwick recovers this one back down to Gomez, who gets that one fired back to Yusupor. Centering pass right on the front, though. The puck gets loose. Still along the boards. Yusupor recovers that one. Tries to center that one. No one there. And the Matadors will have to reset and re-enter. They would get caught for offsides. Had they not, they just dumped that one down into the corner. And the Trojans trying to get that one out. Centering right out in front. No one there. Loose. And we have a stoppage of play as I believe the net comes off the moorings. So we'll reset with the net there. So the Trojans doing a little better offensively already this period. 10 shots to in the period. The Matadors only have 9. Draw one back there. Quick shot, scores! Right where Mama hides the cookies as he goes bar down. And Cole Commissar, I think that's his first as a Matador, his first of the season for sure, as he fires that one right into the twine. And gives the Matadors their second 2-goal lead of the night. So it was right off the draw. That was one in the offensive zone. At 14:37, as the Trojans now desperately need to make something happen within the final 5 minutes here at the Simi Valley Isoplex. Gomez gets that out to Ludlow, plays that on his stick, and we're going to get an offsides there for the Matadors as across the blue line just a little too early, a little too eager to hop into that rush. Goldstein wins the draw, gets that one back up, back down to Doan. And that one will go out of play. So we'll get a reset here. I think that one went just through the half wall. But we'll get a center ice draw. No changes for each team. Goldstein wins that one cleanly back to Doan. Gonna go all the way back behind the Matadors' red line, their goal line. Tarami now trying to fight off Simon, the chasing Trojan, as he's getting harassed down as he brings this one through. He's going to dump that one in and hold the line here at the defensive home. Going to fire that one through. Gets back down and around for Phillips. Cross ice pass there as Simon has this one. Almost an offside chance. Will be offsides if they go any further, but Volkov can get this one over to Tarami Quezada, giving chase to it, but Doan gonna cover that one back up all the way down the ice. Goldstein is gonna beat the icing, so no icing call, but not able to recover that one. So the Matadors get changes as Yang chasing down Bienbeni. Quezada trying to make something happen, but the Trojans are just getting stuck on their half of the ice. As that pass going to go over to the half wall by the Trojans. Benz Yang almost picking that one off and stripping him of the puck. 3.5 left to go. Chipped out. Here comes Baker. Baker trying to make up for his mistake sitting in the penalty box. But Warwick strips him of that with speed. Flies down the ice off the half wall side. Rims that one down around Larson. Able to recover that one in the Zamboni corner. Centering pass right out in front. Not able to keep that one in the offensive zone. So Cutler and Atancio going to have to recover that one as they reset. Warwick now 3 minutes left to go as Larson brings this one in. Tries to pull that to his backhand. Does. Trying to get around a defender. Able to recover that one in the Zamboni corner. Pinning it along. 2:45 left to go now. Back up to Cutler. Cutler's going to get that one back up to Larson. Larson shoots that one down as that one just hits off the stick of Yang. Back over to Cutler. Loose right out in front. Nothing to do there, though. He's going to fire that one down. Atancio trying to keep this one in the zone. Keep an eye on the goalie for the Trojans. 2:24 left to go. Chansey looking at the clock, waiting on the coach to get a call there. But Cutler cleanly recovers it. Matadors have numbers. 3-on-2. Now, not anymore because they get the change. Centering pass right on in front. Sherman going to go down to the corner and recover that one as that one's going to be sent behind. And the Trojans going to recover this one. So Korachek giving that up, loose out in front, and that one's going to be stuffed down. We're going to have a penalty here. So 18 minutes and 6 seconds have expired on the third period. Matadors are going to be on a two-man advantage for the rest of the game. As Bennett is going to sit in the bin for two. So not sure on the call on the penalty. My thought would be either a trip or an interference or a roughing. Maybe a slash as well, as that one's going to be whistled for a hand pass. So the man advantage for Matadors for the rest of the game. All they have to do is not give up any shorthanded chances. Just park it in the offensive zone. If you get a goal, you get a great goal, and you get a power play goal to add to the special teams tally as Sherman brings this one through. Minute and a half left to go. That one's going to go the width of the ice, and Tarami's going to recover this one. Back over to Cutler. Cutler's going to shoot off the pads. 90 seconds left to go in the game as Day brings this one back, and a hit off the Zamboni corner. Chansey not going. Here's a breakaway. Chance for Quezada. He's going to score! A beautiful breakout pass leads to a beautiful breakaway goal. Just puts it right past Miskevich as Quezada is on the score sheet for the night, making it 4-3. A shorty, and if you're the Matadors, that's something you don't want to happen. And the Trojans gonna take a timeout. So that's shorthanded goal. Very uncomfortable situation here if you are the CSUN Matadors. So the Matadors wanting just to park it in the offensive zone. Gives it away. Great breakaway. Springs them for a one-on-one with the goalie, and the skater getting the best of Mishkevich. Makes it a 4-3 game. So there's a minute 14 left on the man advantage. And I think if you're CSUN, you're Anderson or anyone on the bench or the coaching staff, you're just telling them, hey, you got to calm down here. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. You got 74 seconds left to go here. So timeout expired. Matador's going to try and make something of this offense. Getting a little too panicky. Atancio going to take that one after Warwick wins the draw. Chansey plays that one back down around. Fires it, but getting pressured by Larson back on the corner. Atancio going to have this, and it's going to be a penalty as we get a little bit of a stern talking here. We might get 4-on-4 hockey. Ref motioning, so Larson going to go sit for two. So we're going to be even strength for the next minute, 2 seconds. Got to be curious, when are they going to pull Chansey? You're down by one. You got 62 seconds left to go. Well, 1 minute remaining. And there goes Chansey to the bench. It's going to be 5-on-4. That shot, going to be one-timer, is going to be fanned on as Atancio has that behind the net. Cutler going to chip that one up, trying to spring Yang on a wide-open net chance, and the puck going to go down to the corner. Cutler giving chase, fired out, and here come the Matadors. Trying to get to it is Cutler. Yang gets there first, and he's going to light the lamp and seal the deal. makes it a 5-3 game, puts the nail in the coffin. So 19-25. Oh, and here comes Gomez on a breakaway trying to avenge himself, and he does not. But that puck's going to go wide. So the goal scored at 19-25 into the third period. That puck's going to be fired down. Latz giving chase into the offensive zone, trying to add another one to the tally, but the Matadors back up on a 2-goal lead. Here comes Yusufpour. Yusufpour gets that one over to Gomez. Time expires. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the CSUN Matadors have back-to-back wins as they take down the USC Trojans 5-3 here at the Simi Valley Isoplex. So Mishkevich stopping 21 of 24 shots. On the flip side, Chansey stopping 40 of 45. He's going to be today's first star of the game. Sorry, third star of the game. Tonight's second star of the game is going to be Joey Atancio from your CSUN Matadors. Had 2 assists and 2 points tonight. And the first star of the game is number 6, Ethan Yang, after getting teed up last night. And an unsportsmanlike conduct, he pots 2 goals and 1 assist for a total of 3 points tonight. So folks, from Jonas Tawney and our entire MSN crew, we say thank you for wherever you may be watching as the Matadors take down the USC Trojans 5-3 here at the Simi Valley Isoplex. Want to remind you that all games airing may not be retransmitted without the express written consent of the Matador Sports Network channel. The next time we'll be back here at the Isoplex will be November 14th against UCLA. You won't want to miss that game, as that one is going to be just as explosive as this one. So we say so long, good night everyone, and thank you wherever you may be. Stay safe, good night.